Hello guys, my name is Khan, and actually in this video we will be discussing if condition in VBA. Other than if condition, I will also discuss some important functions in VBA. But mainly this video will be about if condition. So for this video I will be using this hypothetical data that I have just created for you guys. So this data is very small. We have so suppose we collected the data of 9 students. We have this ID variable, then we have the age of those students, and then we have a variable which is the score that they got the score in any test. So the first thing that I want to create is the variable which will be saying that is this in the D column. I want to see that those students are adult or not. So if the student is above 18 years, it will be considered as adult, and the student which will not be above 18 will not be considered as adult. So I want to create that categorical variable here in column D. So first I will do that. In order to do that, I'm already in developer tab. I will go to Visual Basic. So I'm working on the book 1. So I will go to this icon down arrow and will start my module 1. So you can change the name of the module by clicking it here, but I want to name it module 1, so I will not change it. So I will start creating my macro now. So I will start with, as usual, with sub. Then I will give this macro a name. So I will be calling it if condition. Sorry, if underscore condition. So and then bracket close. So everything now will appear in this within these two lines, within sub and this end sub. So as I said that I will be making an if condition in this video. So first what I will do, I also want to label this cell. So I will be saying so I will go to, as it in D column, so I will be using the function cells row 1 comma semicolon D, sorry, inverted commas D, and then bracket close, and then I will be calling that cell age cat. So age cat means age category. So if I execute this macro at this stage, you can see that now I have here, now it's written down here that this will be called as, this column will, or this row, or this column will be called as age category. And after that, what I need to do if condition. But before if condition, I need to run a loop. One of the reason of constructing a run a loop before implementing the if condition is because if you go back to my Excel sheet, so actually I have to go to each cell to see that the guy is above 18 or not. So then first I will go to this row, this cell, then I will go to here to see that the student is above 18 or not, and then I will print the value here. Then I will come here and check it again that the student is above 18 or not. If it's above 18, I will be saying it's adult. So then I one by one I have to go to each row and keeps on updating these cells accordingly. So that's why I have to construct a loop. So I will go back and then I will make my loop 4. Then I will be using a local named as I will be starting from 2 because the first row is actually just the column name, or you can call them variable names. So I'll be saying I is equal to 2 to the last row is the 10, and then I will be clicking. And then it's a good habit to, whenever you start a loop, also end the loop by writing down next I, and you can write down all your commands within this loop now. So now I will write down the if condition. So I will be saying if cells, and then my row index will be I because the row index will keeps on changing according to this loop, and then I will be saying comma, and then I will be stating this column. The column will be B, because my if condition is relying on this column. So I'll be saying B, and then I will be saying if this cell value is greater than equal to 18, so greater than equal to 18, and then I will be saying, sorry, then, and then you have to press enter. And after that, if I'm saying that if this cell value, which is in the column B, is 18, then go to D, cell D, D2, so in which will be cells I. Again, my row index will keep on changing, because first I have to go here, then here, then here. That's why I have to say I, comma, my column index at this time is D, and I'm saying equal to, and I will be saying adult. And when you write if condition, you have to tell VBA that when at what stage your if condition is ending. So I have to press enter, and then I will write down end if, enter. So now our if condition is starting from here. So we are saying if the cells in the B are greater than equal to 18, then go to column D and print adult. So now if I execute this code, let's see what happens. So as you can see that when the value here is 18 or above 18, we have written down adult in the column D. But when the value is not above 18 or equal to 18, there is nothing printed here. So in order that, suppose if you want that if the condition is satisfied, then print adult, else print something else, maybe underage. So if we want to say that if the respondent is below 18, then print underage for those students. So in order to do that, you can also use else condition. So when you are writing down the condition after then, you can say if this condition is not satisfied, that if the data in the column B, if the cells in the column B are not above 18, then so if the cells in the column B are above 18, then print that it's adult. Else you can say else, enter, and then the else condition, condition you will write down here, condition or the value that you want to print in case if this condition is not satisfied. So I will be saying, again, I can copy paste the whole thing, and I will just change it now accordingly. So I'll be writing down underage. So let's see if now if I execute this macro, how VBA will take it now. So now you can see that for the observations where I have age under 18, we have underage written down for this age category in column D. Now the next thing that I will do, I like to show you guys that within the if condition you can use and condition or condition to. So suppose if you want to implement condition on 2 columns instead of just one, then you can use and or options. So in order to do that, when you're stating your if condition, suppose if you want that under the column E you want to write down that suppose if the age is above 18 and the score is above 60, then you write down here valid, otherwise not valid. So this column E will be start from status. So I want to state this in the first row. I want to say that label this column as status. So I'll be stating it. So I will be go back to my first cell. So the thing that I have done it before for D, I will do the same for E column now. So I will take E and then I will change it here and then I will say status. So the status will be valid or not valid. So now I will be implementing my next if condition, but on column E now. So I can copy paste the same if condition that I have just created. I will copy paste and within that loop, so I will paste it here, but I think it's better to comment in your macro. Now working on status column. So this condition is still the same because I want to see that if the age is above 18 and if score is greater than 60, then print valid here, otherwise it will be not valid. So I'll be saying here, I'll be saying and after that I will be implementing my second condition. I will be copying this part of the code again, but I will adjust it according, because my second part of the condition is based on this C column, this score. So I will be saying that it will be C, and again you have to, it's greater than equal to for this part, and if the score is greater than 60, greater than equal to 60. So if I highlight this part of the code, if condition, so this if condition is saying that if the score is greater than equal to 18 and the score is greater than equal to 60, then come to column E. So I will adjust it again, come to column E and then print it down here valid, else go to column W and respective cell and then print not valid. So actually I am using the same if condition that I have created before and have adjusted according to this if and condition. And now if I execute this code, hopefully in this column I will be written down valid or not valid according to, based on the if condition, which is based on these two columns. So if I execute this code now, if I run this code macro, you can see that sorry, I have to run it again. Sorry, I have written down W here. That's why the code actually was working. Because if I go back to my sheet, actually I want the results to be printed in column E, but I have accidentally written down column W. So if I go to W, you can see my results are there, but it's not right. I want to print my results in column E. So I have to go back to my macro and I have to adjust here, instead of W it's E, sorry, it's E and then here too. And now if I execute the code, let's see how how VBA have given me the result. Now if you, so score is not valid. It's not valid because the age is even less than 17 and also the score is even below 55. Now if I see this cell where it's saying it's valid, because the age is greater than 18, greater than equal to 18, and the score is also greater than 60. So that's why this observation is valid. So you can play around with this if condition according to your need. And suppose if you want to use OR condition, then you don't have to write and, you can use OR in Excel. But for this example, I am using the AND condition. And another important thing is that I would like to show you guys that sometimes you will be using not equal conditions. So in Excel, the not equal sign is greater than, sorry, greater than and less than. So this sign in Excel means not equal to. So if you guys suppose if you will be doing some work and you require a not equal to condition, then you have to write this sign which is highlighted. But I will be using greater than equal to for this example. So another important thing that I would like to discuss is a very important function in Excel, which is the stop. So the stop function actually what to do is that it will whenever stop is written down while executing the code, the Excel will stop your work at that stage. So suppose I have this condition if, and if this condition is satisfied, then VBA will come to this stop and will stop. So suppose if I write down the stop after this cell I when I have assigned, so you will be able to see at which I or which row observation this condition gets satisfied. So in this case, you get use of this stop by identifying which I or which row number our condition gets satisfied. So if I play this now code, you can see my code gets stopped here. But if you move your cursor towards the local you have created, you can see that VBA is mentioning that I is equal to 4 when the first time this condition gets satisfied, that when our score is when the age is above 18. So if I go back to my Excel, so you can see that the first time the guy considered as adult is in the row 4, and if I play this row code again, so it will start executing from here, from this lines after the stop. So I will execute it again, so it stopped again, and now if I go back to see what's the I at which it stopped, so you can see I is equal to 5 when the condition gets satisfied again. So if you can see here, even in the row number 5 we have adult printed here. So I think it's better that if I delete all this thing again and then I execute this code, so it will be more appropriate. So I'll just have to go to step out first, and now if I run it again, you can see that it's still at this point. So if I keep on running, so you can see that it fill all the cells that I want. So by stop function you can check your code more easily. So but make sure that once you use the stop, delete it. So you can simply select it and delete it, and you have to step out because I am actually in the debugging mode. So I was saying step out. So you can use the stop function to see how your code is working, how it's assigning the values to variable cells or local. And other function that I would like to discuss is that the date function which Excel provide. So suppose if I want to say I'm within I want to say within the loop but not within the if condition. So I want to say that go to column F in Excel and print the current date in this column. So in order to do that, you can say cells brackets. The row index will again based on the I, which will be coming from the loop. The I is local, which is I have defined in the loop, and then the column will be F. And bracket close is equal to, if you just simply write down date, and now if I execute this part of the code, you can see so you can see this is the current date on which I am making this video. So by using this function, you can I think this function will help you especially when you will be coding. And again, the stop function is very useful in order to see how your code is working. And the last thing that I would like to share is with you guys that in this video, when we initiated our loop, you have seen that I have told VBA that the total number of observation in my data are 10, because my data is very small. I can just see from my eye that the number of observation in my data is just 10. But you can automate it, because especially when you will be having a big amount of data, or maybe your data keeps on updating, then it will be not a good idea to write down 10 here. And this thing will be also considered as a hard coding, because whenever you will get an updated data or new data, you have to update this part of the code. So you can get rid of this thing by automating it. So in order to automate it, what you have to do, you have to do some a bit more coding before starting the loop. So what you will do, you will be firstly defining an object, which will be this object will be the sheet. So in VBA, you can even define an object which will be representing a sheet. So I'll be saying dim, and suppose you can name it anything. I will be naming it SHT, so which is the short abbreviation for sheet. And then I will be saying that make this object as worksheet. So this will be worksheet, and I will be pressing enter, and then I will be saying this set this sheet, this SHT. As I said, that you can it can be anything. It can be SHT or blah 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 or something, whatever you like to write it. So for this video, I'll be calling it as SHT, then space. I will be saying that this object will be the active sheet. Enter. So what is active sheet? So if I am working, or in background, if I have opened this sheet 1, then this sheet will be considered as active sheet. So suppose if I'm working on sheet 2, then this sheet 2 will be considered as working sheet, but I'm working on sheet 1. That's why this sheet will be considered as working sheet. And after that, I will be writing down. So suppose if I'm creating some local and I'm calling it as DDD, and you can call it whatever you want. So I will be saying is equal to, so DDD in this case will be considered as an object. So it will be considered as a variable. DDD is equal to SHT. So SHT will be the worksheet. So worksheet will be, in this case, in my example or in my workbook, I have two sheets, sheet 1 or sheet 2. But this sheet will be decided, the sheet name will be decided based on the active sheet. And after that, I will be writing down cells. And then I will be saying bracket. After my row index will be sheet dot rows. You can simply click it. Then dot. I will be saying count. Dot comma. And then I will be mentioning the column index. You can mention whichever column it is, but I think for me, I think column A will be appropriate. So I'll be saying go to column A, and then brackets closed, and then I'm saying dot. After that, I will be saying end, because I want to mention VBA that okay, go to the end part of this array or column. The end part will be this, in this example will be this cell, and then I will be mentioning brackets Excel comma row, enter. So, and now there's no need to write 10 here. I can simply mention DDD because DD means that this part of the function is actually calculating the last row number and then assigning it to this variable, and then I can mention this variable name here, which will be having the value. So suppose if I stop my code here now, and now if I execute this code, play, and now if I go to this D, so you can see that DDD is the 10. So I can just simply delete it. Now I can execute it now. So you can make your code more dynamic by using functions like these. So again, so in the end, what I will do, I will just change my code a bit. So I will add a bit more data. So I will show you guys that this row will get automatically adjusted because of this function that I have just used. So I will just copying the same data, pasting it here, and now if I execute this code or macro, you can see my code is more dynamic now. I don't need to change, I don't need to come to this loop and have to change it 11. This DDD automatically have come to know that rows are increased, and then decided that I have to run the loop for one more observation. This function is very useful when you will be dealing with a big amount of data. Thank you for watching the video.